Hello, this is the 225 Q&A test. Plaintiff attorney is Mr. Heminger, H-E-M-I-N-G-E-R. Again, Mr. Heminger, H-E-M-I-N-G-E-R. There's no defense, but the court does come in. It's going to start with plaintiff attorney. Here we go. Okay, you have to pull the microphone down nice and close for us, please. Now, who is Taryn? She was my daughter. She was the second oldest in my family of 5 children. She's a very caring and very loving young woman. She was very dedicated to her family and friends. She was a hard worker. She had a great sense of humor. She was also the life of the party. She had a special ability to make people smile, and I think that's why she enjoyed photography, because kids really responded to her. All right, you told me that there were other children in your family as well. Could you identify them? Tanner is the oldest, and then there's Taryn, and then Tony, and then I have 2 younger girls, Kendall and Caitlin. Could you tell the jury, please, where Taryn lived? She lived next door to us. She lived about a quarter of a mile west of us. My husband and I own a farmhouse, and she lived there for about a year before she died. I am going to hand you what's been already marked as People's Exhibit number 1. Could you tell the jury what that is, please? It is a picture of Taryn. We'll be showing the jury these photographs as well. When you say that Taryn lived next door to you, can you describe that a little further, please? Well, she lived a quarter of a mile west from us in a farmhouse that we own. Her rent was going to go up. She wanted to live someplace cheaper. So I said, why don't you move closer to home, and we'd really give you a good deal on the rent. So she took us up on it, and we enjoyed having her there. All right, I know you talked briefly about Taryn's background, but did she have any post-high school education? She went 4 years to Wisconsin State. She graduated in 2002 from there. And Wisconsin State, that's in Wisconsin? That is right, yes. After that, I think you've already talked briefly of the kind of work that Taryn went into, but can you describe that a little more fully? What type of work did she have? Well, in her final year at Wisconsin State, she started working with a photography company in Mender, Wisconsin, and then after she graduated, she continued working with them, and she said she wanted to own her own business, so she decided. She started Photography by Taryn, and she also worked part-time for AutoSell magazine. All right, this photography studio, did she have any areas of expertise within that studio? Were there any other kind of portraits that she enjoyed more than others taking pictures of? Well, she specifically liked taking pictures of kids. She was good with kids, but she also did weddings and graduation photos. If you had an event that you wanted pictures taken, she would gladly do it for you. Now I am going to hand you what's now been marked as Plaintiff's Exhibit number 2. If I'm able to do this, can you tell us what that picture is, please? That is a picture of Taryn. All right, now Taryn's photography business, you said, also included working at least part-time for AutoSell magazine. What were you aware of her duties with the magazine? I just know that people would call the magazine to have pictures of their vehicles taken, and a photographer would have a certain area, and then Taryn would have to go take them. When somebody in her area would want a picture taken, she would set up an appointment with them, and then she would go take the picture of the vehicle with them. Would Taryn ever discuss or describe with you where some of her clients were that she went and took pictures of? Well, once in a while she would, yeah. If she was over at the house and talking about work or talking about it with us, yes. All right, had you ever heard, at least before the 31st of October of 2005, had you ever heard of the name Roger Kraft? Yes, I did. And Taryn, did she ever mention being at Mr. Kraft's property at any time? Yes, 2 times. She had told me that she had taken pictures of the Kraft's salvage yard. All right, Mrs. Nettle, were you familiar with the kind of vehicle that Taryn drove? Yes, I was. Could you describe that for the jury, please? Yes, it is a Ford Explorer. Thank you. I have nothing further of this witness, but I would like to call my next witness. Go ahead, counsel. I would like to call Kendall Nettle to the stand. Thank you. Please raise your right hand. Please be seated. Please state your name and spell your last name for the record. Kendall Nettle, N-E-D-D-L-E. Please proceed, counsel. Hi, Kendall. How old are you? I am 15 years old. Could you tell us, please, who Taryn Nettle is? She is my sister. Okay, and was Taryn older or younger than you? She was older than me. Do you know how much older? There are 11 years between us. Now, some sisters are closer than others. Did you like to shop together? Yes, we did. Had you ever purchased or gone with Taryn and purchased any specific articles of clothing like jeans or anything like that? We would go shopping all the time. Okay, as her closest sister, at least closest in age, I know we talked about clothes generally, but were you aware of the jeans that she owned? I think I know about most of them. Do you know, and can you tell the jury, please, what kind of jeans your sister owned or what she wore? I know of a pair of Rebecca Hart jeans she had. Okay, let's just start with those. What are Rebecca Hart jeans? Well, it's a brand name of jeans that is normally found at Target. Okay, how is it that you remember the Rebecca Hart jeans? Well, one day I noticed that she was wearing them, and I told her that Rebecca Hart was an old person, so she was wearing old people's jeans. Okay, at some point, Kendall, had you been told that your sister Taryn had been killed? Yes. After Taryn's death, were you asked to go to her apartment or to her residence and look through some of her clothing? Yes, I did. When you looked through your sister's clothing, were you able to find those jeans that you teased her about? No, I did not. All right, so we do have a word list. We've got Taryn, capital T-A-R-Y-N. Tanner, capital T-A-N-N-E-R. Tony, capital T-O-N-Y. Kendall, capital K-E-N-D-A-L-L. Caitlin, capital K-A-I-T-L-Y-N. Wisconsin State, capital W-I-S-C-O-N-S-I-N, capital S on state. Mender, Wisconsin, Mender, capital M-E-N-D-E-R. Photography by Taryn, capital P-H-O-T-O-G-R-A-P-H-Y. By is lowercase, Taryn, capital T-A-R-Y-N. Auto Cell Magazine, capital A-U-T-O, space, Cell, capital S-E-L-L, space, Magazine, capital M-A-G-A-Z-I-N-E. Roger Craft, capital R-O-G-E-R, Craft, capital C-R-A-F-T. Let's see here. Craft Salvage Yard. Craft, capital C-R-A-F-T. Salvage, capital S-A-L-V-A-G-E. Yard, capital Y-A-R-D. That's 3 words. Ford Explorer, capital F-O-R-D. Explorer, capital E-X-P-L-O-R-E-R. Let's see here. Rebecca Hart, capital R-E-B-E-C-C-A. Hart, capital H-A-R-T. And Target, capital T-A-R-G-E-T. And that concludes the 225 Q&A test. Good luck.